You ever wonder how those massive global applications get built on the cloud? You know, the ones that have to stay fast, reliable, and secure for millions of users all at once? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual architect's blueprint for building on AWS. So let's just dive right in.
Think about it. Not that long ago, if you had a new idea, it meant buying a whole bunch of expensive hardware. You'd be waiting weeks, maybe even months for it to show up and get configured. It was slow and it cost a ton of money upfront. But the cloud, it just flipped that entire model on its head. Now you can spin up thousands of servers in minutes, and you only pay for what you actually use. It's an absolute game changer. But here's the thing, right? This incredible power also brings a ton of complexity. With all these different services and options, how do you make sure that what you're building is not just working, but is also high-performing, super reliable, and totally lockdown secure? How do you build it the right way from the very beginning?
Well, the good news is you don't have to guess. I mean, a building architect wouldn't just start throwing up walls without a detailed plan, right? You shouldn't start building in the cloud without one either. You need a blueprint, a proven set of best practices that guides every single decision you make.
And this is it, the AWS Well-Architected Framework. This is the official blueprint from AWS themselves, and it basically distills years and years of experience into a set of core principles. It's your guide to building systems that aren't just good, but are truly great. And today, we're going to zero in on 3 of its core pillars: performance, reliability, and security. All right, let's kick things off with performance, because in the cloud, speed is everything. A faster app means happier users, and AWS has fundamentally re-engineered its entire infrastructure just to squeeze out every last drop of power. And that reinvention, it starts right at the very foundation. We're talking about the hardware itself. The real secret sauce for modern AWS performance is something they call the Nitro system, and it's a total reimagining of how virtual servers even work.
So let's do a little before and after. See, in the old days, a single piece of software called a hypervisor did basically everything. It managed the CPU, networking, storage, all of it. And this took up valuable resources. With Nitro, almost all of those jobs get offloaded to dedicated, specialized hardware cards. This was a really radical idea, a bet that they could get way more performance by just rebuilding virtualization from the ground up.
And the payoff? It's huge. By moving those tasks off the main processor, pretty much 100% of the server's compute power is now free for your application. And that means better performance, way faster networking, and because the whole system is more efficient, those savings get passed on to you, the customer. Okay, so performance is crucial. We get that. But what happens when something inevitably breaks? Let's move to our next pillar, reliability. The key here is a bit of a mental shift. You actually have to start designing for failure. Now, this is a really critical point when you're building in the cloud. You have to accept that individual parts, servers, disks, you name it, they will eventually fail. It's just a fact of life. So the goal isn't to build some perfect system where nothing ever breaks. The goal is to architect a system that can gracefully handle those failures, often without the user ever even noticing. And what does that actually look like? Just look at this number. This is the designed durability for Amazon S3, one of their main storage services. That's 11 nines. To put that in perspective, it means if you stored 10 million files, you could expect to lose just one of them, on average, every 10,000 years. That kind of reliability is only possible when you design for failure from the very start. So how do they even do that? Well, the well-architected framework uses this brilliant analogy. Think of a big ship. It's divided into these watertight compartments by walls called bulkheads. If one of those compartments gets flooded, the bulkheads contain the damage, and the ship stays afloat. In the AWS world, those bulkheads are called availability zones, or AZs for short. An AZ is basically one or more data centers with their own power, networking, and connectivity. And they're physically separate, so, a fire or a flood in one AZ won't take out another. And this whole concept has a name: fault isolation. By building your application to run across multiple AZs, you're containing any potential failure inside just one of those bulkheads. An entire data center could go offline, and your application just keeps on running in the others, completely fine. That's the blueprint for true reliability. All right, finally, let's talk about securing your digital fortress. In a truly well-architected system, security is never something you just bolt on at the end. No way. It has to be a foundational layer, built in from the very, very beginning. AWS thinks about security in layers. It actually starts back at the hardware level. Remember the Nitro system we just talked about? Well, its security model is completely locked down. It makes administrative access impossible, not even for AWS employees. And then at the service level, you get incredibly fine-grained control over exactly who can do what with your data.
Now, I know this might look like a wall of complicated code, but don't worry. We're just going to focus on what it all means. This is a real example of one of those granular controls, something called an S3 bucket policy. Let's just break down what it's actually saying.
It's actually pretty simple when you look at it. It defines the effect, in this case, allow. It specifies the action, like getting an object, and it identifies the specific user and the exact resource they can access. Every single request that comes in gets checked against policies just like this one.
And that right there, that's the power of a well-architected security model. It's not some vague firewall rule. It's precise, auditable, and totally explicit control over every single thing that can happen to your resources. You're literally building your fortress brick by brick with these policies. So there we have it. We've walked through 3 of the core pillars for building a truly world-class application on AWS. It really is all about having the right blueprint so you can build with confidence.
So if you take away anything from this, it's this. First, you build for peak performance, using foundational innovations like the Nitro system. Second, you engineer for unbreakable reliability by accepting that failure happens and using concepts like fault isolation. And third, you secure that digital fortress from the ground up with precise, granular controls. This framework isn't just a bunch of theory. It's a practical guide that was born from years of experience building some of the biggest systems on the planet. It gives you all that collective wisdom, the architectural blueprint. So the only question left really is, what are you going to build with it?